What are some real-world uses of ChatGPT for the typical small business? I actually get asked this quite a bit. Is ChatGPT, is it just a novelty, or does it actually provide beneficial utility to the average small business? And I think one of the reasons that people ask this question is when ChatGPT first sort of went viral and got tons of media coverage around early 23, so many of the examples that you saw covered in media were novelties, right? They were people writing papers for college classes and people writing emails with them and letters, and supposedly ChatGPT was passing these exams. Those are certainly impressive feats for any sort of artificial intelligence tool or any software to accomplish, but they're not really useful in the real world, right? Writing certainly has value. I'm not downplaying that, but does the ability to create a Facebook post for a business, is that transformative for that business? Probably not in most scenarios. So in this video, I'm going to take a few moments to talk about what the actual real world uses of ChatGPT are for businesses, because they actually are quite powerful if it's used correctly. Now, there are really two ways that a person can use ChatGPT. One is how I suspect most people use it, and that is just what I call manually. Right? You log in to chat.openai.com, you access your account. Even with a free account, you can utilize many of its capabilities, and you provide it a prompt. You tell it to write a Facebook post about XYZ, or to write a 500-word blog post, whatever the case is, but you're manually interacting with it. And while in many cases it is creating perhaps better content than you yourself may be able to create on your own, depending on your writing prowess, you're still having to spend time logging into the tool, interacting with the tool. Typically, in most cases, the iteration or two that it provides to you may not be what you want, so you're having to adjust your prompt. And again, maybe it's creating something better than you can create on your own, but in many of these cases, I don't know if it's really saving people much time. It's certainly not saving people, or at least some people, as much time as they think it is when they're having to work with it manually. Now, there are some cases where using it manually are perfectly acceptable, and I use it manually probably more days than I don't. But for a business to really maximize benefit from ChatGPT, you're going to want to use it the second way, okay? And that is the automated way, or using its API. Integrating this ChatGPT with some sort of sequence of other tasks within your business, okay? That's when it's going to be most powerful. I'll give you a few examples of that. One of these examples, I think we have a case study on here on our website. It's a very recent example. It's one of my favorites. And what we do with this particular client that hired us, they were quite often hiring for new roles, and they still are. They're still using this automation today. And they're quite often hiring, and one of their criteria that prospective candidates have to adhere to when they're applying for a position is to record a short video of themselves answering a few questions. You can read more in the case study about why they do it, why they want to do this. Long story short, this creates incredible headaches for them, because some of their positions that they're posting online, they're receiving literally hundreds of applications for. And these videos are on average 5 to 7 minutes in length. So do the math. I mean, it was taking their staff days and days and weeks just to watch these videos from applicants. And in many cases, the applicants are fairly low quality. The applicants are asked to answer a set of specific questions within their video, and lots of times they were watching this video only for the candidate to have never even answered the questions, much less was it even a good answer? So they were wasting gobs of time just reviewing the videos before they even got to the point of deciding, is this someone we want to interview? Is this candidate worthy of consideration, etc. So what we were able to do is create an automation stack that once an applicant submits their application online, part of that includes their video. And what we do is we get the applicant's video, we create a transcription of the audio from that video. So we have a transcript of what that applicant said on their video. And then using ChatGPT, we analyze that transcript and we determine, first of all, did they even answer the questions that they were asked to answer in their video? And then two, to compile their answers from the videos and put that in a summary and then send that to the hiring manager for that particular role. If the candidate did not even answer all the questions that they were asked to answer, then they're never even considered. The hiring manager never has to waste a single moment of time on that low quality prospect, okay? If they did answer the questions, then here's what happens. Again, the hiring manager still doesn't have to watch that 5 or 7 minute long video. They get a short little summary along with the other key information for that prospect, that applicant. And they can decide, okay, is this a good prospect? Is it not? Is this applicant's video worth watching? And if it is, they can then go manually watch that applicant's video. But by using ChatGPT to determine if the questions are answered and then to compile the answers and extract the answers from that lengthy transcript, the hiring staff are literally saving hundreds of hours per position that they have open. And over the course of a year, they have dozens of positions. It's impossible to calculate how much time this is saving them. This is a very powerful example of using ChatGPT in a real-world setting. A second quick example is, and this is, we've implemented some variant of this for a number of businesses, is most businesses have some sort of catch-all email address, if you will. Typically, it's like info@company.com. And oftentimes, as time goes on, more and more people are using email and digital means to communicate with companies instead of just calling them like we used to. Oftentimes, people will just send an email to this catch-all email address. They'll see an email address in a company's website, and they'll just shoot an email. Hey, my air conditioner is broken. I need to speak with someone about fixing it, or I need a new air conditioner, or what's your price for a tire rotation, or whatever the case is, depending on what the business is, right? So lots of companies are receiving these types of emails, and it's very difficult for most small businesses that are, typically trying to, make do with a small, a sort of a lean and mean staff size. It can be difficult for them to determine whose responsibility it is to monitor that inbox. And oftentimes there is no one person other than the owner that even has all the information or knowledge necessary to respond to every single query that comes in, right? So another usage of ChatGPT is we can monitor that catch-all email address or any email inbox and, get the text of that query from the customer or prospective customer, whatever the case may be, and sort of determine what are they wanting. Is this a support call? Is it a sales call? Do they have a question about a new product or a new service? Do they need support with something existing? Whatever the case may be, we can use ChatGPT to analyze that inquiry and determine which person within the company is best suited to receive and respond to that communication. And again, instead of having one person having to spend time every single day reading these emails and playing operator and doling them out to the appropriate people and then having to respond and making sure each person responds, we can automate that entire process using ChatGPT to determine who should receive which inquiry. Now, those are just a couple examples. I could talk about this for days. ChatGPT is most certainly not a novelty. I think that's the key takeaway here. It absolutely provides useful utility and benefits for just about any business that is willing to embrace it. But obviously, like anything else, automation or AI related, how it can actually work for your business is going to vary, right? There are no two businesses are ever alike. So if you have some questions, or maybe you're wondering if certain things are possible about ChatGPT for your business, definitely reach out, and that's something we can discuss during your consultation. So thanks for watching, and I hope to talk to you then.